While many cities and states across the country have issued moratoriums on evictions and foreclosures, friend of the show, Aaron Glantz, is raising this point. What happens when all those unpaid rent and mortgage bills come due? By then, Wall Street, big business, and banks have gotten their bailout. Will any of it be conditioned on helping the people long term?
We're starting to get our answer. And as Aaron mentioned in the tweet, corporations have already gotten one bailout in the coronavirus response, and others are likely. We're joined now via Skype by senior reporter for Reveal, Aaron Glantz, great friend of the show. Great to see you, Aaron.
Good to see you, Aaron.
Good to be back. Thank you.
All right. So what do you think of the Senate bailout bill as structured thus far?
Well, we're still learning about it. I mean, it was passed last night without a single congressional hearing in a big rush. The big thing that I've been looking at is the transparency provisions, which seem to mirror the bailout of 2008. We're not going to, tremendous amount is at the discretion of our Treasury Secretary, Steve Mnuchin, who, as we've discussed before, profited tremendously off of the last crisis. And then there's going to be an oversight panel that's going to come in after the fact and issue reports and watch for fraud. But as this giant bailout is sent out to the public, it looks like the main person making decisions about it, who gets bailed out, who doesn't, is going to be the Treasury Secretary.
And so, Aaron, one thing that I wanted to focus on you on particular is April 1st is not that far away. That's when rent comes due for millions and millions of Americans. What's going to happen whenever we have large default rates on rent, given that a $1,200 payment is not coming for at least 3 weeks? I mean, what are the effects on our financial system going to be at this point?
Well, I mean, somebody is going to have to pay. That's the question. We have here in California, where I am, a extended eviction moratorium. We're seeing eviction moratoriums in other states. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, the HUD have all issued guidance to put foreclosure moratoriums in place and ask for forbearance on mortgage payments. So I think that the government is doing a lot to give people a little bit of space to maneuver. But of course, if you're the landlord who's not getting that mortgage payment, then you're going to have stress. As I said in the tweet, there's no indication that the rent will not eventually be due. So we're looking at what's the latest? 1 million new unemployment claims.
3 million.
3.3 million. 3.3 million as of today.
3.3 million new unemployment claims. So this is going to snowball. And so that's my concern.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron, for perspective, even the Cheesecake Factory says they're not going to be able to pay their rent April 1st. So how are American citizens going to be able to? And to your point, it's not like they're going to have any deal on this. They're not going to have less rent due. It's just going to pile up so that, a month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, it's suddenly all going to come due. How is that going to work?
Yeah, all of this is very much TBD. And it's not solved, as near as I can tell, by the bailout package that the Senate advanced tonight. As I understand it, on the mortgage side, the governor of California went on TV yesterday and said that he's negotiated with 4 of the 5 major banks that have agreed to 90-day foreclosure moratoriums. The only bank that didn't, and this is important for your viewers, is Bank of America. Unlike the other big banks, Bank of America would only agree to a 30-day foreclosure moratorium. Another thing about this bailout package that passed last night, if you're a homeowner and you're looking at mortgage payments, that's really concerning, is that even though there are these foreclosure mitigation measures in place and forbearance on the government-backed mortgages, I mean, who knows who owns their mortgage? Very few people. About 1/3 of mortgages are owned by the private market, not Fannie, Freddie, or HUD, and so who knows what's going to happen with those folks? And then, in addition to that, you're going to have to go to your bank and negotiate this. Well, we all remember what that process was like in 2008. It was a disaster. There were all kinds of government relief programs that were announced by Obama that did not reach the people. And it looks like this one is being structured in a way that is very, very similar. to the 2008 bailout for homeowners. And so, right now people are just now losing their jobs. So we're not going to see the true impact of this for a little while, but we have seen this movie before, so there's a lot to be worried about.
Right. So, Aaron, I mean, the cascading effects to the financial system don't just come like now. It's like a month from now when people are truly tapped. No savings, no rent. I mean, eviction, moratorium and all that is great. But like you said, the rent is still going to come due at some point. Do you think that this could spiral into a bottom-up financial crisis from the housing perspective?
I mean, we really don't know what's coming. It certainly looks like it could be really, really, really bad. And, one of the parts of the response that's gotten less attention is the Federal Reserve. They have been buying, they got the approval on Monday to start buying up commercial mortgages. And backstopping. I mean, all of these things that we remember from the 2008 financial crisis, where mortgages were bundled together into giant securities and traded on Wall Street, and then the underlying value of those mortgages failed, and the whole economy went into a tailspin. That could easily happen again very, very soon if people cannot make payments, because somebody is eventually going to have to make a payment, right? Or that security will fail unless the government is going to step in and make those bondholders, make Wall Street take a haircut. And we haven't seen any evidence of anyone saying that Wall Street shouldn't get paid yet.
I'll hold my breath.
Not holding my breath on that one, Aaron. Thank you so much. We always appreciate your expertise on this.
Absolutely. Thank you, Aaron.
Okay, thank you.
And we'll have more Rising for you after this.